Man, congratulations on reaching 100 subscribers. Love your channel, buddy. Love channels that show stuff that you get from the thrift stores, great scores from charity shops and everything. These are just some records in my collection that I really am glad and thankful for having. Still owning, actually. Aerosmith Live, I bought this when it first came out. Love this LP. Always have an affection for live LPs. Uh, was turned on to Aerosmith by my older brothers. Of course, they had Toys in the Attic and Rocks, and they never really did care for this LP. I remember buying it at Christmas one time, and they really didn't like it. But I love the fact that it's just, raw Aerosmith. Love the version of Dream On and Sight for Sore Eyes and Chip Away the Stone off of this LP. Just really think this is just classic raw 70s live rock. And another great album from that time period was Skinner's. One More from the Road came out on the Rainbow Black label. Of course, this pressing I'm glad to have is a Japanese pressing. I do have the American version when it first came out. I bought that one when it first came out. Just, classic Skinner. But to me, what's really great about this LP, and I believe this is a love the gatefold on this. I believe this is a original pressing because "Give Me Back My Bullets" was the last album they had put out before they put this out. So I'm thinking that according to this strip that it's an original pressing. Of course, I cannot read Japanese writing, but I always thought that this album was great, and that the songs "Traveling Man" and "The Needle and the Spoon" were just underrated tunes. I mean, there's something about Ronnie Van Zant and how he sings those tunes in this LP. It's the essence of what he was. Just he does a great vocal um, delivery on those songs. It just gives me chills every time. And Tuesday Gone is really right up there too. Just love that version of Tuesday's Gone. Next up, another great album from the '70s. Kind of theme going here. I do like live LPs. This is Thin Lizzy's Live and Dangerous, and this is just a classic live album. A lot of criticism for this album. A lot of people claim that it was doctored up in the studio, but that's not true. They did fix a few things, but I remember reading an article in Classic Rock magazine when they were remastering this LP, and they actually got the original engineer and the surviving band members, and they did an interview and everything, and they said they got a lot of flack because this album sounds real good. It was just very well recorded and very well mixed. Always love those shots of them in concert. A band that really knew how to give a rock and roll show. The version of "Still in Love with You" was far superior than the studio version. And of course, the classics on this for me is Emerald and Warrior. Really can't get enough of those tunes. Uh, Next up is our old favorite, not my favorite Beatle album, but it's from the favorite period of the Beatles that I really like. My favorite album of the Beatles is the White Album. But this is Magical Mystery Tour. And I almost passed on this LP when I came across it in the record store in New Orleans. Uh, didn't think I really needed another copy of it because I did have a decent copy of it. But I kept on. Something told me when I was uh, browsing it. It does come with the booklet and it is attached. But something kept told me, no, I kept on going back to it and grabbing it, putting it in my stack, and then, thinking, well, do I really need another copy? And then, as I had put the albums, on the register and everything, and I was contemplating, I noticed something great about this LP, and it was on the spine, and right there it says mono. And I never thought I'd have a version of this in mono because I think the stereos are real common, but the mono versions are hard to get a hold of. Next up, Robert Plant. Matter of fact, a gentleman that I had seen in New Orleans one time on this tour, and another time I had seen him in Texas. Really loved this tour. This was the tour after he got real big with Now and Zen LP. This is his follow-up, Manic Nirvana. Never knew that this existed on LP until a few years ago. Always liked the songs Anniversary, Your Mama Cried in Your Sleep Last Night, and Hurtin' Kind. But this was really hard to find. Once I found that it was on LP, it took me years to find it. And of course, it comes with that custom label from his own record label. Never can pronounce what it is. And funny enough, the next one is a gentleman that I got turned on by reading about Led Zeppelin's influences in magazines and what they liked listening to and who influenced their music. And of course, this is Gene Vincent, great 50s rock and roller. This is the booklet that comes with this box set. And of course, there are 4 LPs all on the Rainbow label. And it does come with a little interview disc from a radio station where he's talking to a DJ and everything. Really nice little extra to have. But this contains all his LPs from when he recorded and everything. All these LPs, they were able to squeeze on 4 LPs. But this is a great introduction. Well, it's really his whole discography. But it's really great to listen to this music and actually pick out how there's several things, the way he sings that Robert Plant copied and took into the way he sang, that it was really interesting. I played this for my siblings and friends, and they never did catch on to how, you know, Robert Plant really kind of took the way that Gene Vincent sings in the way that Robert Plant sings. And then this LP is from a gentleman I had recently seen on tour, Austin Lucas, one of my favorite, I guess, Americana country musicians putting out music today. He signed it and everything right there. That's his signature. But great album. It's kind of like Willie Nelson's Redheaded Stranger. It's a concept album. There's 3 different characters on this LP, and each song you can see how each song is reflective of what they are, or their feelings and everything. It's loosely based on people that he knew, but it's, he does artistic license with this and gives it a different spin. There's a duet on this LP that's just probably the best country duet that's ever been released. Wrong Side of the Dream with Linda Lovelace, another artist that is putting out music today. She's got a great voice. His voice, her voice, they just blend really together. The songs on this LP, there's usually 2 songs on each one of his LPs that I really, really like. The 2 on this one is Pray for Rain and Midnight. Those just really, there's something about those tunes that just really jumps out at me. But the whole LP is classic. I think this is a 5-star album. I guess if I was to do a year-end review of LPs that I've bought in the past, this would probably be number 1. Until next time, this is Christopher, the Analog Brain.